Hi there, my name is Gijs, dus I'm from the Netherlands. Welcome here at the National Park Utrechtse Heuvelrug. It's in Amersfoort, the Netherlands, beautiful place which I love to go to, and I thought this would be a suitable place for this video. So first of all, thank you guys as well for giving us the opportunity to apply for this vacancy, and without the whole philosophy of UWLC and the partners, this program wouldn't be set up. So thank you. In this video I will answer the questions you've put up. So I got a note which I will look upon sometimes. So what matters most to me and why? First of all, it's the easiest answer. It's my family. Well, my original family with brothers and sisters, but also my own family. I'm married with Mariella, and we have two daughters. Indy, she's almost 4, and June, almost 2. And we're getting a newborn this summer, somewhere in July. So that's going to be a very exciting period and intense as well. 3 little kids. So this is what I really value in my work, like on professional base and also personal base. I really value consciousness, self-consciousness, and especially the creation of self-consciousness. I think it really helps me to make the most suitable choices, and it helps me to be very aware about my state of being and all my feelings and the way I'm acting and reacting upon myself and upon others. So it helps me to become the best person I think I can be, and I really try to accomplish this as well with other people. And I think the nature is a perfect place to work on these processes. So that's my last point. I really value love and depending on nature in my whole being, and nature is a good co-therapist. So it really offers lots of insights and challenging moments, which I will tell more about. Like a moment in the wild. Takes me back to the winter of 2015. Me and my brother went to Kyrgyzstan in Central Asia for a project with an NGO, and we were hosted by a Dutch man, and he gave us a little room, and he was a nature lover as well, and me, I'm a mountaineer and a rock climber, so I really like to go into nature. And it was February, and it's a very difficult season to go into nature there because there's lots of snow and cold. But we decided to do it. We made our own snowshoes from wood and leather and shoestrings, and they seemed to work. The snow was like as deep as almost up on our hips at some parts. It was a really challenging trek. It was a one-day trek. It should be in summer conditions, but we were a bit stubborn and very motivated. So that somewhere in the middle of the day we had a reflection moment upon where we decided to continue the tour instead of going back. It was a really hard tour, lots of snow, coldness. We weren't prepared that well, but we decided to continue, which meant that we eventually got lost in the forest and the mountains of Kyrgyzstan, which was a really terrifying experience for me, almost traumatizing when I think back at it, because we were really lost. There was no mobile phone connection, the food was finished, the water was frozen, all our clothes were frozen. The snow was so deep, it took us like 1 hour to maybe to overbridge 1 kilometer, and there were fresh wolf tracks, and so we really thought it could be the end of our lives. And but even though we just kept on walking and tried to be rational about what to do and follow the downstream, and eventually, like after I think 18 or 19 hours, we finally found a road which leads us back to civilization. And we were we were so happy when finally touching the road, and it made me realize that like I can be stubborn. I'm a very adventurous guy, but sometimes I should prepare myself more and not only be optimistic but also planned. That was a good point of reflection. So let's see. What draws you into working on this course? Easy question. This course is in Dutch we would say geschreven op de borst, written on the chest. It combines all of my passions. Like I work in child services, youth with families, and I work as a guide in tourism and as a leadership expedition leader in Nepal. And I love mountaineering and climbing. So this is where all my passions combined. This is it. It's so valuable to work with youth on these important questions about the world, but also on their personal lives and how they act in the current world, and what it takes from them. What do they want? What do they think is necessary? Who are they? Those kind of questions. And then in the environment of the Himalaya, it's a perfect place for philosophizing about those questions. Sign me up. All right, an experience with deep held feelings. It's rather a personal story, but I feel comfortable with sharing it. My father and mother divorced when I was 16, and I stayed with my father, and I held quite some anger towards my mother, but I never expressed it. Instead of that, I was very introvert, and I began using drugs like marijuana, hash, just to hide those feelings which I didn't want to recognize and talk about. And I managed to do this for quite a long time. 1 year, 1.5 years of using drugs like regularly and hiding feelings, and it was very unhealthy situation. But sometimes I think maybe it was necessary to give me some insights. And eventually, when I became older and started to get new interests and new friends, I let go of the drugs. And my emotion towards my mother, I could express them, and we could talk about it, and it really helped our relationship and my personal process as well, in becoming more grown up and being able to deal with different kind of emotions and not hiding them and taking position and standing there, being there. It's important. And that's the point. Then your next question is about how to deal with challenges. And I told you I'm a mountaineer, so I'm going again into mountaineering. My friend Jasper, Arne and me, we went to Georgia for climbing Mount Kazbek 2 years ago. And we reached the base camp. Its base camp is just a Russian concrete hut. It was very close to the Russian border. So it was really primitive, and we had to take all kind of all food and stuff for ourselves for 1 week. And my friend Arne became sick on the day of the climb. We woke up at 2 a.m. Because it was a really long push to the summit and a technical finish as well. And he became sick, altitude sickness, so he remained in the hut. And Jasper and I, we took off, and it was a really bad weather, like snowing, It was a storm, so it was really difficult to navigate. Um, but even though we remained trying, like we were warned and prepared, but realistic. And it was hard because we were with two instead of three. But we remained calm, make choices together, and I think the most important is we were always looking for possibilities. Okay, so how should we navigate? Okay, what are the possibilities to find the right way? How to do this safely? We took our time. Eventually, we did not make it to the top, which I don't mind that much. I'm glad I'm still saving. I can talk to you at this moment. So, yeah, I think that's the point. It's not about giving up. It's about being aware of the situation and deal with it. Look for possibilities. Easy. I think that makes me the person I am. Optimistic. Always looking for possibilities. Sometimes no doesn't exist. Okay. What do you understand about globalization and economic development? In the professional terms, I did a master in international development studies, which is literally about these topics. So globalization to me means actually the world becoming more small. Of course, not literally, but relatively. Distances between people become smaller. It's about connectedness between people, countries, and these processes are going so fast that, you could say that there's a really exponential curve in the amount of connectiveness, and it's a challenging situation for I think for everybody in the world to deal with this. All the, how do you say this? Lots of things change. For example, the way a war goes. The war is not only on the place where there's war. War can be on many places. It's not like it used to be. But think about trade, economic development. It takes place in whole different spheres, like digital, not only tangible. So we live in a very globalized world, and sometimes I long for some de-globalization, and it's also on a cultural mode very challenging because you could use the term Americanization, McDonaldization, Coca-Colaization, about cultures getting more homogeneous, like becoming the same, sometimes even forced by trading agreements, like the EMF works or the World Bank, or many examples can be given about that. And so that's challenging, and we should be aware about those processes and take position and decide who we want to support and on what way, if we want to support anybody at all, or just leave people for who they are and what they do. I think important questions. Let me see. Then the question about the pursuit of climbing mountains, I guess a legacy of colonialism and imperialism. Why do I want to climb mountains? Well, the first answer is, I think, the most easy, because I love nature, and nature is the most beautiful where the mountains are, and it makes me feel whole as a person. Besides that, I think it offers many challenging situations on which you can reflect on and become a better, healthier and stronger person. It's also very suitable in a therapeutical session, like the trips you organize in Nepal as well. The nature offers many occasions to be reflected upon, and I'm not a really climber of I must get to the top, but more of the process, about the preparation, about the team, about the journey itself, and that's what I value the most. Actually, it's very harmonizing in my experience. And I think that's also where my expertise and experience is. Like, I'm quite an experienced rock climber, mountaineer, outdoor guy. I work with youth in families. Well, as I mentioned, I work as a guide, for example, Iceland tours. And the thing I like to do the most are the tours in Nepal. It's a 9-day leadership program, which me and my companion organize together with youth and Nepali youth, and as well with only Dutch grown-ups, men. And this is about how to take control of your own life and your own personal being, which is for me the most interesting topic to talk about. Or not to talk about, to work on with people. I'm a guy with lots of energy, optimistic. Some people call me like a wild dog, like very playful, but I can be very serious as well regarding the situation. So that's about my experience and expertise. Yeah, so good luck to you with watching all the videos and making your decisions. My final note is that I'm getting a newborn in July, so that means I cannot participate this year, but I really hope that this program will take part another year or maybe in another form or whatever, but the combination is for me magical. So I really wanted to let you know that you can always contact me if you're looking for a similar position, like people for a similar position, and I hope to get in touch with you. Okay, have a nice day. Bye bye.